the chat that are mind blown that I said overperforming. Yes, overperforming. Shotzi and Dashi have not played to this level against this Faze team this year yet. They've contested them in a series, right, at the major and stuff like that. But the way Shotzi and Dashi played today has not been a thing yet until now. So overperforming, yes. Can it continue? Sure, it can. Do I think it will? I don't know.
Yeah, any thoughts before we head into some clips, guys? Any thoughts?
I think the majority of the series is told in the clips for sure.
Yeah, let's start with the clips here. We start things off on 6-star. Atlanta Faze actually had a pretty good start to this map. They find themselves a little bit of a lead, but take a look at how they break this P3 hardpoint. I mean, we talk about this hardpoint being a tough hardpoint to break. Faze, granted, didn't get a lot of time on it because Optic did salvage it a little bit, but this is a hard point where Optic probably should have had a full 60 and instead turned into like a white contest. Just a lot was going on here. They didn't get a clean full 60 here. You can see how the spawns flipped for Faze as well.
So Tom, one of the hardest things to do, I think, and I'm sure Sam and Chris and Pat and Tom, you guys can all agree, is when you don't get that first trade and the first person dies, the worst thing is watching this back and people are dying running backwards. Like, find that balance of trying to get into a tighter setup so you can force trades and crossfires, but also not getting blooded is so hard. And you look at number 2. I know he's just trying to get in and get the trade, but if he holds the middle there and like maybe guarantees the one, maybe they can pitch the guy front, play from the front instead. He gets, they get 2 bloods here and it's an easy collapse.
Yeah, they're a little stagnant here.
Once number 3 dies, the back is irrelevant, especially with him seeing 2. Like, number 2 is going to back up, and essentially his play is completely reliant on him getting a 2-piece. Like, if you see 2 people going around the back and you're the only one there, you should literally play to...
You're now playing from the front of the hill.
Yeah, you have to exactly. You're now playing from the front of the hill. Exactly what Sam said.
Yeah.
And that was to my point. If number 2 holds middle, guarantees that kill, number 3 is going to spawn middle, they can try and play from the front.
This is like an on-the-fly... This is an on-the-fly thing that I think Optic has struggled when they do play against Faze with, because... To Chris's point, when you double hit the back of a rotation, as soon as you, especially guaranteed info, if he sees one, it's a little bit different, but he saw both. So at that point, to Ben's critique of Shotzi here, he should push out the front of the hill or chow through the front of the hill and then turn and spawn trap whatever kills they get, because Faze is voluntarily flipping themselves into the back of the hill. So if you use your numbers, trade through the front, kill the guy front, and repinches mid, whatever it may be, and you instant turn, that's the kind of thing where I think Faze sometimes is quicker to adapt in the hard points as opposed to Optic. Granted, it's a new map, different concept, whatever, but that's a general hardpoint concept that I think Faze does a phenomenal job of on in the top 4 matchups.
It's also just a numbers game. Like, this guy spots 2 in the back. The guy that's on top of the balcony, he's in an engagement front. It's like you have all the numbers and the information. You just have to react appropriately.
Yeah, they were pretty stagnant on this rotation too. Like, they need to be in situations where they can trade each other and kind of help each other out. And just the way that they were set up, they couldn't do that. They just kind of got sold out and they got taken down one by one. And again, they do salvage it a little bit, but Faze were able to get back in at the end. I mean, this could have been a full 60 for Optic, and we know how important these hills are, so they're just going to want to make sure they clean it up on that hard point, because it's a very important hard point in this map.
What is number 1 doing? What's Ken doing? Look, go back.
What?
Like, when he was like holding mid, like he just like tweaking. Look at this. Like, as soon as his teammates die, he's just holding mid, and then he just like wraps the back of the bar instead of like running towards the hill. He was basically where the B bomb is, Tom. Like, he could have easily just went up the stairs and helped his teammates sooner. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was just watching pinch until his teammate came and picked it up, and then he gave it up.
It just looked weird.
I think that's what he was doing. But good break there from Atlanta Faze. Then we move on to the next clip from the map. This is where Optic, they actually get a really big hold here going into the second rotation. They held this P3 a lot better. I wanted to go into the listening with Optic Texas and see how the guys were sounding. Let's tune in.
Back. I'm gonna play the right. I should be outer. I'm posting AJ. I got it. You're playing the white. They can be white. Can you get Tom? I can't get it. I'm backing up, bro. I'm backing up. Be outer, bro. I'll get Tom. Middle. Oh, yeah. I'm holding one. I'll play the top. I'm gonna clean up the back. One more. Alright, listen. One of those doesn't get on the middle. 50 back dead. I'm holding mid. I'm holding mid. I got native with a trophy. Get Tom. I'm holding mid too. What do you guys want? I'll get white. What's up, Tom? I'll bet. He's in hop up. He's on the hop up. Mid. I got long. I'm challenging outer. Let's go mid. Listen, he's literally front. What's front P2? I didn't win a second, Ken. Front. Go. Outer in front. I'm posting. Outer. Watch out. Full. Cut it in. I got Tom. Push it on mid. Guaranteed the time there. I'm getting out of it. You guys guaranteed it. I'm all out.
Right up, so 1 HP. I'm 1 HP.
Right push.
Come on, get through mid.
I'm in new. Yeah,
Here,
keep going.
road.
They come in.
Yeah, we should push
P2, right?
Let's push it to the
They
front.
found me.
Come P2.
All you in there.
They found me.
Can I cruise this? Is it feasible?
Yeah.
you can.
Go around the back though. We should go around the back.
Yeah, go around the
Get him in. Yeah.
Actually, I think
Could
I'll
be
check out
event.
All right, it's gonna do it for the listening with Optic Texas. What did you guys think of the listening?
They sound great.
They do
that
sound
was actually
good.
really good. Their comms were small talk was all there. Like you could tell they were playing this hard point really well, just off their comms.
Yeah, they got a really big hold on that P3. That the second P3 is what they should have done on the first side. You kind of got to see how they were able to hold it and get a full 60 there. And then we go into the Atlanta Faze listening. They actually did back-to-back listening. So let's compare Atlanta Faze to Optic Texas. Let's tune in.
Hunting crossing. Dog of you think I can shoot now.
In the offensive guys. The back. One shot in the back.
Hop up.
Cats us. See top white. Top white.
I don't see him top right. Kenny,
Kenny, have me dead. Nice.
Off front.
No, one top. One shot. See top
Done.
Nice. If she look on now,
Ivy free. Offset. Are you
Nice, good time.
Later on,
touch. Ivy fierce, guaranteed. Hold up.
I hear him say.
Ivy fierce. Whole bench.
Ivans.
we're rotating you too.
Ivy fierce.
We're pitching.
Let's play for that guy.
Let's see.
He rode.
We didn't flip either.
I'm on the deep.
Here.
I'll see the enemy.
Fred. I'm gonna go open, okay?
But Brandon, our team minute.
I think so.
One's wood or one's lights and
There's like
What's up?
Lights. That's not P3 in time. I'm going open.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, try to slide.
Shotzi goes crazy on this hill.
Everyone is
Take it.
one jump down.
And take a point.
Brandon.
Outer weak.
Alright, outer wooden point.
in the water.
Guy's got a scuba
In the
suit.
water. This is
Sharksy?
How many iron up?
Upstairs. Yeah.
I'm
Alright, I'm trying to stun in. Nice. Our curve, Kenny.
He's
He's in the water behind me. He's on our side water.
How many mid?
I already went outside level.
I'm sitting mid. Just slow play.
RP2.
Open Brandon.
Listen, he's close right.
Open Brandon. Watch our pinch. Nice.
Murray, horrible there. Telling.
We'll time and then probably pinch.
I pinch.
I don't think they're
I spawned out, guys. I flipped.
All right, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for the listening for Atlanta Faze. What did you guys think about Atlanta Faze's listening?
I think
They
both
sound
were
alright.
good. It was weird, bro. It's just the duality of the comms. Like it seems a lot more frantic, but they're obviously the best team in the game, so they know what's going on.
Just to go
just 'cause
back to
it's-
look at Shotzi, I mean, aka Sharksy in the chat. Everybody's calling him Sharksy. But the plays that he was able to make on this hard point, goes to show you that the hill is probably a little fugace. You could sit underwater for a really long time, and
He was
it is.
laying on the bottom of the pool.
I also
Stared
noticed
glitch in
that
the bottom of the pool.
Faze's strat to try and break this is to just blatantly slide into the hill and try and get underwater. Like
I don't even hate that either.
which is like, if
Just-
that's their strat, then that should tell you that this hill is like, if that's
Yeah.
their
You know what's
strat,
crazy,
that is
though?
crazy. That is insane.
This is the only hill where playing on hybrid would actually benefit you. Like
Dolphin
a lot,
diving into the
because
water
You
and
can
shit.
dolphin dive into the water. Sliding into the water is not as effective because you'll get stuck at the bottom of like the stairs, like on the lower level of it, before you actually get to the deeper side. But also breaking from this is like you need to go mid and take a side. Like, and I prefer going around and getting the balcony because if you get the balcony and mid, the guy that's on the balcony can overlook the players that are rushing out of the mid bar and then like help them a lot better. So I don't like breaking from P2 how Faze was trying to do it. I think
Yeah.
it's a death trap.
And then we go to the end of the game. Now, Atlanta Faze actually get in this P1 hard point here at the end, but Optic Texas are able to work a good break. So I kind of wanted to break down Atlanta Faze's setup here, kind of pick y'all's brain to try and see what went wrong here. I think the biggest thing is MC goes down first because he's challenging like hop up, and as soon as he dies, that kind of opens things up. He's not really in a position where he can be traded, so it kind of opens up the gap here for Optic. And then obviously Kenny, he jumps the corner, wins a big one-on-one. And I also think the gunfight, the trade over at Old is important too, because if Draza hits his pinch and is able to find able to find both kills here, I feel like he would have been able to hold like this stairs area to map, and they would have maybe been able to funnel Optic here, but. Optic did a good job finding that pick onto MC and then flooding with numbers onto the point. It was good plays out of them. They traded out the guy wide. they were able to pick MC, who was playing by himself, and Atlanta Faze's setup a little wonky there, in my opinion. I thought they might have been able to bring this back. What do you guys think? Sam, we'll go with you.
It's kind of what we talked about in the Carolina series. Actually, the fix to that P1 was exactly what Draws is doing here. Just late playing old, and if he did get this 2-piece, then I think this game gets a little bit more hairy for sure. But it's definitely on MC here. His only help is the guy from Hill, and obviously Chris doesn't want to overcommit to a chow from the time. So I think him and MC should have just held a similar angle, maybe in the hallway, to not even allow them to cross to the balk where MC is. But I think Zach, again, to call back what we were talking about earlier, made an incredible play here. Late hitting old to just like kind of open up the map a little bit for them, as opposed to like coming through mid and holding pool stairs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it's
really
definitely on MC
play.
dying here.
And if he almost got 2, if Zach would have got the 2-piece there, it was a good trade from Dashy. That would have been a game changer if they killed 2 over there. But good trades from Optic. They used their numbers well, and they took advantage of Faze's setup there. So good plays from them. Atlanta Faze, they end up falling short here to map 1. They go down 0-1. And then obviously they go on to win the next 3. We'll tune into some other clips. Any final thoughts on the Vista hardpoint, guys? Or sorry, the 6-star hardpoint. Any final thoughts? No. All right, let's head into the search. The search, I don't have much to say other than Shotzi. I mean, the routes that he was able to find and the gaps that he was able to just find all map long was fun to watch. First round, look at what he does. He's already in 20 seconds. He is already on the other side of high rise behind Atlanta Faze. And Shotzi just finds a gap down low. Nobody from Atlanta watching underground. And Shotzi takes advantage of it. Able to find a couple kills here. And now you can already see the players from Atlanta Faze. They instantly turn around, and Dashy's able to pick up that kill. This quickly turns into a 4v1. Round is over instantly. Good route there from Shotzi. Now we move on to the next round. This is the 1-0 round here. This is the round where Shotzi, again, he's able to get pushed up in finesse. Now, I don't know if Abizi didn't know he was there, but he somehow gets out of blue here and is able to stay alive here on the propane and find another first blood. So again, Shotzi finding those gaps, making plays. It's Abizi who ends up going down here to Ant, just catches him slipping. He gets stunned as well, but able to find a kill and dip on it. He actually gets 2 here too. I was confused because I didn't know if Faze was calling out here, but Simp wasn't even looking towards this direction. I thought he was about to get picked right here. I thought Ant had another one in the bag. But he ends up playing the kill back window, finds another one onto MC, and then Ant doing what he does, just dipping, diving, finessing, getting out of there. It was a clinical round number 2 from Shotzi again. So the first couple rounds going to Optic off the plays from Shotzi. Good plays from him. Then we go into the 2-0 round. This round here was a big team kill coming in from Atlanta Faze, but Optic Texas still end up losing this round. This was a 2v4 situation as Kenny finds another one on the map. What do you guys think went wrong here for Atlanta Faze? Chris, we'll start with you on this one. What do you think happened here for Atlanta?
Oh, sorry, one more time.
Atlanta, a 2v4 here,
2v4?
Chris. Yeah, it's a 2v4, and they team kill in the beginning of the round. They team kill. So I thought this was obviously a troll from Optic. If a team is team killing in the beginning of the round, they got to be winning these rounds, but they end up not winning the round. Kenny also finds a pick onto MC there. Granted, was quickly traded out by Drow.
AG just looks like he's red dot chasing out B Street.
Yeah, that's
he's going rogue.
I'm trying to remember
AG just fucking took Nadeshot's hand and took the elves into the forest, bro. He just full sprinted out B Street with numbers.
Yeah, he didn't give a right there. I don't know where he was going. He just said,
he's trolling. I want to see how the rest of this round played out because I honestly don't remember this round.
They're just, I'll be honest, I feel like Optic's just no teamwork.
Yeah, they're just honestly flying around.
Yeah,
the
it's
map,
just no teamwork.
Like,
they're just by themselves, just running around. There's no teamwork there.
I said it during the watch party, but Optics, whether it be game plan, VOD review, whatever it may have been, like the early round strats for the first like probably 5 or 6 rounds of this map were like entirely Optic favored. They did a great job getting bloods. I think they had like 7. I want to say like 8
first bloods.
Yeah, so like they
lost the map.
They did their homework. They game planned well, but Faze's mid round adjustment through pretty much the whole game was far superior. They had multiple 2v4s. They played their numbers disadvantages like perfectly. Granted, it is high rise. This is like the one map in the game where I think being down numbers isn't a huge deal, but it's kind of the duality of the Optic team. I mean, if people are going to say they choked this map, you should win your number situation, 4v2s, stuff like that. But Atlanta just kind of broke them down in the mid round for the majority of the map.
And the next round, we have this 1v1 from Bruce. I mean, Jesus, that pistol, he shredded. Great snap from Brucey here. You can see the readjustment with the center.
Best gun in the game.
That pistol's insane. It's great shots. I mean, we got to tip the shots and the snap right there from Big Boosie, but crazy shots coming from a pistol. Also, Ant making plays here. We got to show this. Ant somehow stays alive here and is able to find a kill. Look, he gets stuck here aside, and MC sees him. He's tagged up. He throws the smoke at his feet, jumps the wall, and is able to find Chris on this wall before he dies. Just good plays from Ant again. Just being a nuisance and being an impact on the map. Good plays from him. And things start to collapse a little bit for Optic. We go into the 2-1 round. This is the... Oh, sorry. I would just show this one. Sorry, not the 2-1 round. We're going into the 4-2 round. This is where Optic's up by a couple rounds here. You're thinking they're on pace to close this one out. Another 2v4 coming in from Atlanta Faze. So one of them is quickly traded out. That's going to be AG. Now they're in a 2v4 situation. They know Shotzi's here, so they were able to find Shotzi. But again, it's just those situations where, like, there's no trades coming in from Optic. They just seem so spread out, and it just seems too easy for Atlanta Faze. When you have numbers like that, you can't throw rounds like this. What do you guys think it went wrong?
I think AG was trying to get out of a bad situation. I think him going down was just like a product of him not having like he's one shot right here, half health right here. Like he doesn't. I think his death is okay. Ant was also in a pretty tough spot being underground. He had no help. Both of his teammates are in their spawn, so he tried to smoke him, or not even smoke himself out, but he was just in a spot. And then,
but that's where I feel like there's something wrong, Sam. Like, don't you think it's weird that there's two guys in the spawn, yet Shotzi's pushed out all the way underground and AG's making a play on bomb? Like,
bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Weird.
The way I look at this map is just because it's so open in terms of like lanes. As soon as your teammate makes a play, is on their side of the map, like almost in a bad spot, like you just want to go look at him, like find an angle and look at your teammate, because somebody's going to try to hunt them down and trade them. Rarely ever are you going to be in a position where a player gets a kill, unless he gets a kill in the building, in the spawn, like in the depths, right? Where he gets a kill over there. He's not going to get insta traded or like angled from somewhere. Like, I feel like number one, the guy that's top heli should have like instantly just ran up top heli and looked for like a trade, like when Pred and Shotzi both engage. And the guy in the windows, like, just run out B street and go like help Pred on the bomb site. Like, just go take an angle, go take a fight. Because more often than not, those players in bad positions on their side of the map that get a kill, they're going to get hunted like instantly.
It just almost felt like right there, they're just relying on Ant, which is like, you can do that. Like, you can live and die by certain plays, but they already had a couple rounds on the board from Ant just making solo plays. Right?
100%.
Like eventually you're going to have to adapt and switch things up and try and do something together. Because that's just not going to work every single time, especially if they start the map off having a couple rounds like that. Like, FaZe is going to start looking for that.
That's the thing, though. Like, it's not excusable on this map. Like, on a map like Karachi, like, let's say Shotzi gets through their spawn and gets a kill. Okay, like, he's on his own most of the time. But, like, on this map, you could basically see the entire map from, like, multiple places on the map. So, like, just go to your teammate as fast as possible. You're probably going to pick up a trade.
Yeah, and then look at the plays here from Simp in the 4-4 round. I mean, he picks up a trade onto one, picks up a trade onto the second, so finds two trades, and now is left in a 1v1 versus AG. It's Simp versus AG. Simp puts some good shots there into AG as well. And he actually ends up trying to chow this as well. Simp definitely trying to square up. And just to see how this plays out a little bit, Simp actually ends up rotating back towards blue side here. He gets the bomb down here, and AG doesn't see him, and he's able to get out of there. So I was surprised to see the bomb go down. I thought AG was going to be throwing tabs on there, like throwing some shimmies there and just getting that information, but instead he kind of tucks himself and doesn't see Chris on the site, and then Chris dips the up out of there. And then what happens next, I think, is just a really good play from Chris. He ends up spotting AG here. He puts some shots down into him, and he just wraps the map. He wraps through blue. He checks the bomb. He knows AG's either going to hop bomb or, try and rush him mid. So he ends up switching his position, wraps around, and Simp finds 3 on the round. What a round from Simp.
A lot of people are going to say that AG played that like a... But to be fair, most people aren't ever going to plant on that A bomb site. So him playing like... almost like not even looking at it.
Not a 1v1, Chris. Not a 1v1.
Well, no, but the thing is, like, it's just like such a risk to plant A because you can almost be seen from everywhere. And on top of that, AG was in those windows. So Simp going to that bomb site was like testing his gangster, basically. And also, Pred being on top of this box, if he stays here on this round, if he jumps on there and looks towards B, he can pretty much see the B bomb, or at the very least, maybe even spot Simp going to plant it or running off it if he does plant. So honestly, the fact that Simp planned there, fair play to him. Yeah, Pred could have definitely played it way more aggressive and stuff like that, but I didn't mind the fact that he sat around here because
The
it's
reason why I
still
don't
not a
like
bad
it, Chris,
spot.
so this is where I'm kind of at, is with AG, right? Like, he gets the info, he knows Simp is underground, and at this point, when Simp disappears, you know he could be doing a lot of things now. He can either come back and chow from the stairs, or he can wrap and go top middle, or he can go blue, or he can go underground and flank his spawn, right? He can come up behind him.
Yeah.
Like, him, like, staying here and, like, being stagnant, like, you don't know what's going on. You feel like you don't have info. Like, I would like to see him just push something out. Like, maybe go left and just hit out blue, or turn around, hit underground or something. Like, try and, like, hit something so at least you have some sort of information and that you can just kind of stay moving. He felt it felt like he wasn't really doing anything
in
here.
1v1s. In 1v1s, like, the best places to play are usually around, like, top propane and, like, heli, just because you have height. So if a guy, like, plants one of the sites, like, you have a pretty easy, like, route to see where they went.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, Simp did play it like he thought Pred ran. Like, look where he's planning. Like, he's planning, like, if Pred is going to be B side of the map, like, almost if Pred chased him.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
because he put shots into him, and that's probably what Simp expected him to do. Either chase underground or just make another play, whether he goes left and runs through blue or something. Right? You go left and run through blue, you know he didn't come through there, and you know he either flanked him or went back to B. Like, there's no other play. Like, he'll have the information to act accordingly. The play he made, there was probably a million things going through his head because he didn't have any info, Yeah. But any thoughts on that, guys? Anybody on the panel? Any thoughts on that?
Not really, no. I think he just kind of played it reserved. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's just once Simp disappears, the onus is on him to make a play, and Pred didn't move. So I think, like, Simp was operating under the assumption that he's probably either still going to be there or something else. I don't agree with the way that he played it. Granted, it is hindsight, but
if Pred looks to his left and kills him, everyone's gonna say Pred made a great play by, like, sitting there. So, like, that's why, like, it's like arguing about this and saying, yeah, Pred played like, is just so stupid because it's just like it's so.
I do want to say I don't think Pred played like a player.
I don't think playing the initial spot was bad. I
making.
think the way he played it after the bomb went down was like,
the bomb down. Like, I would just run out the window.
I don't mind him sitting there because playing B post plant is obviously way harder because you could be anywhere checking the bomb. But I think, like, after the bomb went down, the way that he played it is, like, kind of where I thought that he was a little reserved in how he went about it.
Yeah,
that's all. I think, like, playing that spot originally wasn't bad at all.
And then we go into the last and final round, and again, it's just Optic just getting picked. It starts with AG. He's by himself in blue. Nobody pushes in blue with him, and Abizi finds the timing. Yeah, it's good timing, but at the same time, it's like, what if Faze is double hitting underground here, and they just slide on AG, right? Like, they're not in situations where they can trade each other. Go ahead, AG.
I kind of like the way that Faze plays this. So a lot of people, like, if you don't really know what you're looking at or don't play the game often, you won't really notice it. But, like, in order to cover the blue entrance where a BZ hit, you have to take a very, very wide angle on that blue door. You can't, like, sit back and play it reserved. And so they had, I don't know who it is, probably Celium watching over Abe, like, covering that angle, backing that player down or taking that fight for him while Abe basically sneaks in and hugs the wall. So, like, they don't even see Abe get in there at all. Like, because he's not taking a wide enough angle for the fight, and it actually plays in their hands. So, I mean, that's just really good, like, micro strategy out of Faze to make that play.
Yeah, and then they end up closing out the map number 2, and they're able to tie the series up at 1. So good plays from Faze there in the S&D. Then we go to the infamous control round. This was a round that Optic probably should have won. There's 30 seconds left on the clock. Atlanta Faze have no more lives left. They only have 4 lives left here in the second round. Optic with 10. And we'll just I'll actually rewind it back a little bit more just so you guys can, like, watch the build up and everything. But Atlanta Faze, they just hold on and get every single kill. And I don't know what happened to Optic here. I don't know what happened or how they ended up throwing this away.
They jumped off the point. After
they jumped off the point.
Dies.
Yeah.
Once Shotzi dies, which I'm going to go ahead and stop the dump from chat coming in. Him dying there is completely fine. The way he played that situation was entirely fine. Afterwards, when they need half of a pick and they double run off the point to bottom blue is absurd.
Yeah, I don't know why they double. Right here.
Can we watch it? I want to watch
it's right
it.
Here.
It's because they don't have a trophy and they think they're going to get naded, but there is no world in which AG and Ant run off the point here. That is faded as fuck.
I don't even know if AG jumped off heli onto the point, I think.
and then runs.
Actually, I don't even know if he was. Did he?
No, he was top. Bro, if you are that worried about getting naded, you need half of a tick. Play both sides of the point. Play both boxes. Just don't sit on top of each other and get double naded.
What do you guys think about Ant Streak?
I don't hate the streak.
Don't
They're
hate
trying
the
to win offense. They're trying to win offense. I don't hate the streak.
Yeah, but everybody's
Bro,
challenging.
the round is over. The round ends if they just double stack it.
Like,
Sam,
dude, he's streaking though. They gotta stay up, bro. I mean, look, when the streak comes out, Kenny's challenging mid. AG. To be fair, AG got sniped from over there.
I disagree with Sam. Like they just had such a key opportunity to just like really make FaZe panic here, and instead they let FaZe get all the map control, and then suddenly now we're streaking.
Bro, I think the streak is fine. If they get the kill, there's no respawns, which is the reason that I think the streak came down. If it was like 10-6 or something like that, where they got the kill and they still got respawns, I think it would be different. But if he gets a kill with the streak, they're guaranteed to be in a number situation for the rest of the round. So I don't hate the streak. Running off of the point when you need half of a tick, probably less, because you're scared of getting double naded is crazy. Just play both sides 100%. Of the point. Play on the box or sit on the barrels.
Of getting double naded. I think they were just
just don't die.
Then why else they
why would they run off the point?
I think they were just looking for. I think they were just cracked, just running around looking for somebody.
They blacked out. They blacked out.
Like I don't even think them double hop. I would love to know the comms, or if there's anybody from Optic in the chat or JP or something. I don't even know. I don't even know if they coordinated. Yo, let's double stack here. Like I think it just happened that they were both on a point. And you were running around and you were looking.
If you don't have the presence of mind in a high intensity situation that you need half of a point or half of a tick, and you have kills in an unlosable situation, if you just put your body on the point, it's crazy.
Oh, and by the way, somebody said ZooMaa faded. Octane is right. I completely agree with you. I agree with Sam. I agree. They should have stacked the point.
Them being afraid of nades are so irrelevant because unless they already were pre-cooking and throwing nades at them, by the time they hop the point, if both of them are on it and the nades actually come out, the rounds are over.
Even if you're worried about getting double naded, bro, just don't sit on top of each other. Play the box heady on the right side, looking mid, so you have the guys that are obviously going to be trying to jump the point to stop you from capping it. Get a free kill, and then the other guy just play the barrels on the side of the point.
When Ant streaked, his teammates should have stayed alive, but Brandon was top propane, and I'm pretty sure when the streak came in, they knew one guy was in blue. That's an ISO'd gunfight. Like, Brandon could have literally jumped off of propane and literally just went and took the 1v1 of the guy bottom blue. He probably would have killed him for free because the guy in bottom blue can't watch both his top and bottom, and he's just like panicking, waiting for the streak to come in. So like, I don't know, there's plenty of plays they could have made to win themselves that game.
Yeah,
or that round.
The ending of this map was insane too, bro.
1v1 round 5.
Yeah, it was a 3v3 situation here. 3v3. AG gets taken down by BZ. Now it's 3v2. But the problem is there's only 25 seconds left on the clock. It's
I thought
2v3.
Ant was about to do some crazy shit right
here. It
looked
looked like he was about
Rainbow Six angle.
It was a good angle here, bro. He had a good angle, and he ends up popping up. He finds one, tries to dip out. The fact that he was able to stay alive here was tippable. He's able to stay up. He goes top. He has great movement here. I think he should have. The problem is he doesn't have. He has to jump on.
He doesn't have time.
It's over. It's over. He had to jump out.
Can we back up? Where was AG in a gunfight? Was trying to run away.
He got a kill and was just trying to get away.
He got a kill. Was trying to get out. Yeah. He which I don't even know how I got to this situation. How did it get to this? It was a 7v4 for Faze. Almost trolled this. It was a 7v4, and I'm like, bro, how do we keep dying? We couldn't get any kills, and I thought Optic was gonna do the same thing we did to them. You can kind of see how it all unfolds. But yeah, no, AG made a good play here because they were down. They needed somebody to make a play.
I really like this play B Street here.
Yeah, he made a good play. Like he gets pushed up, finds one, and he also gets out of there too and gets pushed up underground. And they don't know he's here. And then he finds another one on the simp. It's good plays from him. He salvaged the round. And then it's left in a 2v3 situation. And Ant, it was a good try from Ant, to be fair. It was a good try. But good plays from FaZe. They wait for each other. They don't do any stupid shit. And they do. I also love the pinch there from Draws mid. Him picking up Bruce there is a big play. If he doesn't kill Draws there,
I'm pretty sure Draws a sound horde him. He's above him.
No, he did he sound him?
No, look. He doesn't see him. He's above him. Bruce is on, or look.
You're right, Chris. You're right.
I think you heard him behind him or something.
You might have heard him stomping.
Or he might have saw him last second jumping down the ladder.
He either saw him
sound EQ, bro.
He either saw him last second jumping down the like right here because he jumps down. Nah, he didn't. I don't think he saw that. Maybe he might have saw his head or something. I don't know.
To be fair, in this situation, it's probably dead quiet. Like you're letting the two people, all the people alive, like make their plays and talk. So he probably heard him.
Sorry.
Like it's if he doesn't have Daddy on.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you. Good plays coming in from Atlanta Faze to close out the control. And then we hop in to the Rio. First thing we're going to take a look at on the Rio is it's kind of like the midway point of the map. Faze had a really good start to the Rio, and I think that's where Optic, they were really in a state where they had to just chain some hills together and try and bring it back, because they felt to a pretty big deficit early on, but they did a good job like hanging in there and chaining these hills together. It started with the second P2 to
Wait,
P3.
hold on, back up. How the fuck do these splits go down?
The split, like the splits right here. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show. So.
And hits an inspirational pinch.
Yeah, and hits a really good pinch. Now, right here, I think what happens here is he's pushing. He only gets one guy to flip here. But it doesn't. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say it's because the other people spawned before there was enough pressure to cause a flip, and then once there was enough pressure to cause the flip, the final guy spawned out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter anyway, because Optic did flip. They did get the spawns. So.
And then there's just kill timing too, because Ken spawns out because they're already blocking their side because he's the third person to spawn up. It's actually games comedy sometimes.
Yeah, but
as soon as they got 4 dead, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I think the pinch from Ant here is a really good play, though. I think
it was a great play.
Yeah, as a sub player, if you're coming off spawn and you see a guy push down, you have that time to go around and hit this. You could pick up kills and flip the spawns. It's a perfect route. It's perfect. Surprised nobody from Atlanta was watching it. To be fair, surprised nobody was picking up on it that somebody could potentially pinch.
I think it's because one of them spawned boxes.
It's also one of those things where it's like they can't just sit there and watch the pinch forever. Eventually, they have to engage, and like since they already got to that white van, like. They're just hoping that nobody hits it because they're already so close.
Yeah, and when you get that box spawn with that much time,
you're not worried about the pinch.
Yeah, you don't want to pinch mid either. If it was early enough, you might even think about pinching that. But like pinching through mid, but there's no point right in that situation. And this is where Optic they're able to chain the P2 to P3, and then that's where this is where the map got crazy, because then it was back and forth, and then we get to the very end of the map here. 220 to 213 and
masterclass 180.
Yeah, I mean this was insane from Chris. This is crazy. Optic are the ones who get into this hard point first. They're the ones playing the kills. They're the ones setting up. AG goes rogue here, able to find one. He was going nuts right there when he just ran out of hill and started chasing. He was able to find one, but then he leaves the hill, and that's a 3-piece from Simp. A 3. I don't even know how did Sim get
he looks
there?
like he's keyboarding on the kill on Ant.
He pinched boxes.
He found a timing. Look, he pinched boxes. Nobody's taking a look at it.
When did he do this? How can
I'm
we go back
watching
and
it
see him on spawn? Like I want to see where he spawned and took the route.
Oh yeah. He spawns in the back. He spawns all the way in the back, like back court, like back P2, going all the way back there.
Pinching this route or pinching this is actually like. It's such a risk because he's the first guy in line. He's taking that route. Like
I don't think it's that much of a risk.
No, it's not that much of a risk. Yeah, it's a good play.
He also just like is banking that his teammates buy him enough time, because if not, he gets red.
Yeah, I thought it was a good play. I feel like there
you just got to set up a new play. Like your team's dead on new. Like you just got to set something up for your spawners.
Optics on the hill, and you see your teammates. You see your teammates fighting bridge. You have somebody fighting hill. Him pinching left there. Just the
likelihood also of your team going 3 dead and you flipping your team is also extremely low. No.
You're not going to flip in this situation.
Yeah. He also gets really like good timing, because like the spawners come in as he's coming up the escalator, so they don't actually get to like run into him in time. He like gets the perfect timing on that pinch.
Yeah, and then right here at the very end, Atlanta Faze were able to win the fights over at new, and they were able to close this one out. They also keep pressure on old, which I think was really important as well. Like keeping that gas pedal down, like keeping them pushed behind the map. They did end up spawning some of the Optic players behind them. But they ended up holding on here. It got a little scary for a second, though. Drowser wins a fight. The trades come in, and Atlanta Faze win. Let me get off of this clip.
On the box, because MC spawns behind them, and obviously Ken gets a call out that they're spawning behind him, but I think he's naded, and I don't think he ever has a chance to turn around.
Yeah, hey guys, any final thoughts? Pat, we'll go to you. Any final thoughts here on Atlanta Faze versus Optic?